Heading into 2023, no doubt there are so many things to consider if you are planning a trip to the Walt Disney World Resort, and that's why we're here for you today to help you plan and prepare for your Disney World trip with some dining reviews. I'm Wade for the Kingdom Report, and today we are in the heart of it all at Magic Kingdom Park. If you are looking to make the right decisions when it comes to dining, which of course is more expensive than ever, then you are in the right place, hoping to prepare you and bring you some insight and perspective to help you make the right decision for yourself or your friends and family if you're the one plotting and planning for a trip. Our review today takes us to Main Street, USA, where they tend to do the Victorian-era architecture better than anyone. It's also a place where you can relive the romance, share spaghetti and meatballs and more at this fun eatery near the entrance of Magic Kingdom Park. Just inside to the right, you will find Tony's Town Square Restaurant. Step inside this charming turn-of-the-century trattoria with beautiful French doors and expansive front porch, which offers fantastic views for people watching. In the lobby, Disney's 1955 animated classic Lady and the Tramp plays in the background, while pictures of its famous love-struck stars grace the walls. Hopeless romantics are bound to gush over the central fountain depicting the cute canine couple, and more characters and scenes from the movie get you in the mood for food, friends, fun times, and perhaps even amore. Head straight through the doors of the Town Square Theater, and instead of visiting Mickey Mouse or Tinkerbell, turn to your immediate left and you will see the lobby of Tony's Town Square, where you can check in and oftentimes get a reservation even on a walk-up wait list. This location is not booked up very often due to the fact that most people bypass this prime real estate location in Town Square for restaurants that are just far more popular deeper in the park. That, on top of a very mixed bag of poor menu decisions over the years and hit-or-miss service, has left this restaurant as one of the more lackluster table service locations in Magic Kingdom over the years. It being 2023, I certainly wanted to try my hand at this location once again to see if there were any changes for the positive. One immediate change I noticed was the menu once again being overhauled. It looks like a lot more classic Italian dishes being installed in this location over things like pizza that we often saw on the menus of the past. One unfortunate change was the elimination of the complimentary bread service that we used to experience here. It is now an upcharge item. Rich woods, black and white checkered floor tiling, and art pieces that pay homage to the Lady and the Tramp film franchise. The location itself definitely makes you feel like you are part of the family, and absolutely is a place that is a welcomed retreat on an unusually cold night in Orlando. One of the things that I ordered right up front was an appetizer consisting of the seasonal soup, which happened to be the Italian wedding soup. Packed full of fresh diced onions, carrots, and celery, as well as meatballs, this soup definitely satisfied and was the perfect item to slurp down on a cold evening, an evening where it even started raining. It was delicious to say the least and perfectly seasoned. It left me feeling quite satisfied, very happy, in fact, to have started my meal this way. I think the Italian wedding soup, which always seems to be the seasonal soup whenever I'm visiting, no matter what time of the year, always hits the spot just right. Some of the other items on the appetizer menu that might pique your interest: the toy box tomato salad, the fried mozzarella, a Caesar salad, or the Tony's garlic bread for the table, that no doubt is the upcharge item that replaced the complimentary bread service we once had. Up next, it was entree time. I selected the penne with chicken al forno. The entree list is overwhelmingly inspired by pasta. No doubt, because it's an Italian restaurant, I understand why they would lean into that. However, if you're not interested in spaghetti and meatballs, or the fettuccine alfredo, or the oven-roasted shrimp scampi, you can also go with a chicken parmesan, a butcher's steak, or even a sustainable fish if you so choose. My plate was something that I was definitely looking forward to, as it was packed full of roasted chicken, caramelized onions, and mushrooms, baked with spicy, creamy tomato sauce and topped with mozzarella. It brings me no joy to share with you that this ended up tasting like a very large pile of flavorless mush. Sadly, it felt almost as though this had been sitting under a heat lamp for several hours. The spicy, creamy tomato sauce apparently had spice to it. I never came across that. And the pile of arugula outside on the plate really just felt sort of uninspired, and the plate seemed to be lacking something more. I took a couple of bites and unfortunately left very disappointed in the entree overall. This location also failed to acknowledge me at the table for a little over 20 minutes. I don't think I've ever experienced a wait time quite as long as that in any Disney restaurant before. On top of it, I was also not served my beverage until the 35-minute mark. And then on top of that, it took almost 45 minutes to even see my appetizer, leaving me quite unsatisfied and deciding to go without dessert because it just did not feel all that welcoming. However, the quickest thing to arrive at my table was the check, believe it or not. Shortly after just a couple of bites of my entree, the check arrived, and after tax, it ended up being $44.29 for my beverage, the soup of the day, and my chicken al forno, and that, of course, is before tip. I want to share with you that last year I visited Tony's Town Square restaurant off camera and had an amazing time. In fact, the cast member that was my server was one of the best I'd come across at Disney World. By the end of the meal, I felt not only well taken care of, but like I had made a friend. The plate of food was one of the best prepared I had had that week, and on top of it, the dessert was exquisite. I thought things had really turned around here at Tony's Town Square restaurant. However, this experience left a very bad taste in my mouth. I spent many years as a manager of one of the highest grossing Disney park restaurants, and I feel like I have a unique perspective on matters when it comes to problematic experiences in a restaurant. Some of the things that I witnessed and picked up on seem to be truly operational in nature. I don't know if this location was truly understaffed, but a lot of the cast members here did seem overwhelmed. There was also a disconnect between many of the tables and their servers that I saw over and over again, at least in the main dining room. When I was paying attention to this, the sunroom, I noticed a lot of attention being paid to each and every table, and it seemed like they were getting very well taken care of. A true disconnect between one room and another. On top of that, the overhaul of the menu was nice in theory, however, the execution seems like perhaps it was a situation where they are making food banquet style and truly putting it under heat lamps, or maybe the person preparing it didn't have enough oversight and therefore pushed it out without it being a quality dish. At any rate, this location is one that I mentioned in the very beginning is pretty easy to walk up to and get in on any number of nights. That is mainly because it continues to be so hit and miss when it comes to the experience. Sometimes very positive like I've had in the past, and sometimes truly disappointing like I experienced this time around. If you're spending hard-earned money, especially with the high prices on their new menu, you do deserve a much better experience all around. I hope that Tony's can find the success that they absolutely deserve. This location, as mentioned, has prime real estate here in Town Square. At the Magic Kingdom of all places, every restaurant in this park should be an all-star restaurant, one that everybody celebrates and loves to be a part of. At any rate, we'd love to know what your experience has been like at Tony's Town Square. Have you had a pleasant and positive experience, or has it left a little bit to be desired? Again, let us know in the comments. And for the Kingdom Report, I'm Wade Heath. We'll see you next time for another installment of the Walt Disney World Dining Review.
To all who come to this happy place, welcome.